when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one dude to stay in bed and take lots of cold medicine, rendering him useless, he must dip back into the old treasure chest of past episodes of past recordings. Please enjoy this encore presentation of Backyard Roundtable and Backyard Backup. I'll see you here shortly, when I'm capable of speaking for more than 20 seconds without sounding like a lifelong consumer of unfiltered Luckies. Hey neighbors, come lean on the fence. I have a few more things to say. This is Backyard Backup. Because leftovers are good, and the fridge is full.
This is Backyard Backup, your midweek snack pack of stuff my dad forgot to say last time, and things he thought of since. Have a seat and a slice of watermelon, and enjoy the show.
Well, greetings, neighbors. I hope you are well and joyful. It's mid-June, which means a few things across the land. It means you're cutting the grass every 5 minutes. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Grass, why? It is bad for the environment. It's crazy expensive to maintain. It takes up way too much of your valuable time. If your neighbor has crabgrass, you have crabgrass. If your neighbor has dandelions, you have dandelions. It doesn't matter. All natural. Natural landscape. Let's do it. Who's with me? I thought not. What else does June mean? It means Flag Day, Father's Day, and the summer solstice. Fly the red, white, and blue. Give your dad a hug and enjoy the longest day of the year. Unless you live in Argentina, where it'll be cold and dark and everything is upside down. But all across the fruited plain in America, June means one thing: an awful lot of driving.
Wait a minute. Houston, we have a problem.
It's pet peeve time. Tell 'em why, Rod.
These are the ABCs of me, baby.
Let's address the principles of piloting that 2-ton death missile through the motorways which are teeming with other people's families. There's a time-tested aphorism that states, just because you can, doesn't mean you should. In my family, we couple that sage advice with an admonition that cuts through the nonsense and gives clear marching orders to anyone passing through the portal. Don't be a turd weasel. School is out, and the roads are filled with parents, grandparents, babysitters, and caretakers of all kinds with travel deadlines to meet. Practices, games, movies, clubs, dinner, and summer vacation road trips. They're all important to your family. But let's take a step back. Pump the brakes, you might say. And consider that a few seconds here and there is not an even trade for common sense and good old-fashioned manners. Let's start in the neighborhood. You know, that place that is supposed to be a sanctuary for your family. Take a breath and chill before you pull out of the driveway, man. It stuns me when I see adults racing through my neighborhood like it's their own personal drag strip. It is 1 mile between entrances on the main road in my neighborhood, which makes it half that if you live dead in the middle. At 20 miles per hour, it will take you 90 seconds to travel that distance. But you're in a hurry, so you tear through at 40. Congratulations, you just saved 45 seconds. Be sure to mention that in the police report after you hit a kid chasing the family dog that ran out the front door. You cut your exit time in half, but you also cut your reaction time in half. Relax, you'll get there. All right, lighten up, Francis. You want the other side of the coin? You got it, brother. I believe that the heart of America is her good and decent people. But the lifeblood which that heart pumps through the veins of its system, is the free flow of commerce. And those veins are our roads. So listen up, Gert. You can't be ambling along doing 28 in a 55.
Let's go while we're young.
Let's keep traffic flowing at a reasonable rate out in the world. If you're visiting somewhere, pop your destination in the navigator and let it roll. If you miss a turn, act like you were born with some sense and don't stop in the middle of the road. You are not lost. Philosophically, you are never lost. You're simply currently and temporarily not at the place you are trying to be. This condition is easily corrected. And, dear fellow travelers, would it kill you to throw on a turn signal? It's not there to remind you which way you're going. It's there to let the rest of us know what the heck your navigational intentions are.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
Also, the road crew worked really hard at painting those lines on the roads. Can we recognize that they exist for a reason? Stop checking Instagram and stay in your lane. If you're changing direction or lanes, see proper execution of turn signal. Are you with me? You having fun? All right, let's bring this sucker home with thoughts about the expressways. Let's all do our part to make it a safe and stress-free summer travel season. We are all trying to get somewhere. Well, except for Gert. We love you, Gert. But there is a minimum speed that you must travel by law on the freeway. All you have to do is set your cruise control and stay in the right-hand lane. The universe has a flow, and that flow is exactly 9 miles per hour above the posted speed limit. You know what I mean? Now, there are two main elements to a traffic jam on the freeway. The sea of taillights. The fool driving 15 below the speed limit in the passing lane, and the jackass passing them on the right. You've seen this. Old Skeeter is clipping along at a stiff 50 in the left lane in his 78 Datsun B210, and Chet, whose time is clearly more important in anyone's life, goes zipping around on the right. You gotta wonder if Chet actually sees the 9,000 cars stretched ahead as far as the eye can see, stacked up like airplanes at the Atlanta airport.
Boy, what in the hell's the matter with you?
Now, Chet can't go anywhere once he passes Skeeter, so he proceeds to jam himself into a space 4 inches longer than his vehicle.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Which forces, of course, everyone to hit the brakes, causing a ripple effect on I-95 from Yemassee, South Carolina, all the way to Boca Raton, where, of course, Gert is doing 30 in a 65. So let's all chill, listen to some music, and exercise a little mutual respect and humanity on the roadways. You'll get there. I'd like to get there too, preferably not by ambulance. Drive thoughtfully, everyone. There are nice folks outside of your little metal box. Use your mirrors and your signals. Leave plenty of space between you and your roadmates. And practice situational awareness. This has been Backyard Backup, the appendix of Backyard Roundtable. That's enough to ponder for now. This episode of the podcast is dedicated to Dayquil, vitamin C, and hand sanitizer. Here's a Thing can be found on the Podbean app, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Here's a Thing at podbean.com, Google Podcasts, and lots of other places in the podcast universe, including TuneIn and iHeartRadio. Episodes will also be posted on Twitter and Facebook. Search everywhere for Here's a Thing. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We need you. Whatever you're about to do, get after it 100%. And if you can't be anything else today, be authentic. It'll pay off. I guess I'm done talking. As you were, I'm going back to bed.